On this episode of DC On Screen, we have CinemaCon trailer descriptions, a big sequel announcement, and a bunch of stuff got the axe thanks to the WB Discovery merger. All that and so much more after these mystery sponsors place tiny word eggs in your ear. Welcome into DC On Screen, the show that discusses the DC multiverse on film and television. I'm your ramshackled husk of a host, David C. Robertson, and this, my trusty henchman sporting a black turtleneck with his name spelled out in white letters on the front, Jason Goss.
It just says henchman, I assume.
No, I thought I said Goss.
Oh.
So those,
I thought it was going to be like henchman 4. Now, what happened to 1, 2, and 3? Never ask about 1, 2, and 3. Just be happy.
You know, you have like, yeah, like the 60s, like penguin henchmen who just wear the black turtleneck, and then they have like goose on the front.
Striped pants. Like they already have prison pants on. Little French hat.
So,
that black and eye shadow look thing. Little red scarf.
I'm
imagining maybe.
Okay, well now I thought we were veering off of 66, Batman 66, and now we're back. So,
no need to modernize a classic.
I don't know what to say about all that.
No. I mean, you'll notice that in all the reboots and all the variations, no one's ever been like, no, let's do another reboot of 66. No, it's fucking gold. You leave it the hell alone. Like, no one's gonna play it exactly that straight in just exactly that much weirdness. Yeah. Really, it's don't. It's lightning in a bottle, man. Just leave it there.
I don't know. Now I'm seeing a vision of the henchman. Something in the way.
Girl.
Before we get into the whole whip and nay of it all, that's a dated reference. What the hell's wrong with me?
Yes, sir.
I do want to thank the patrons.
No one knows what you're talking about.
Gotta thank those patrons. Wonderful people like Giuseppe Vicaretti, who make sure this old jalopy keeps a chugging along to the 5 and dime. Flo will give us a nice cola, maybe a root beer float.
You think you're going to get back to 2022 somewhere in the course of this episode, or
I don't know,
feeling nostalgic for a time you didn't even live in?
It was not intentional, but I keep coming back to it.
You remember that image of Elliot trying to apologize and she's just digging the hole further? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Classic sitcom trope. Talking about Scrubs, though, right?
Yes, on that one.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so patrons, we cannot do this show without you. I almost just knocked my headphones off with my gesticulation.
You were killing it today.
That you can't see. I know. Can't do this show without you, or rather, I won't. So, $1 a month gets you.
He is having trouble doing the show with you today. But bless us all. Let's root for him, right?
You shut your dirty cake hole, henchman.
I literally dreamt about blueberry cheesecake last night. I need to go find some of that.
You have a mustard stain on your white letter. I swear to God, I don't know what's wrong.
It's worse. I look worse than that. I haven't gotten to shower in since last night or night before last. I mean, so right now I've got my hair tied up, and it's like I just look like a meth head. Like I look like I'm about to rob you.
Oh, well, I mean,
the hair tie is practical. It's not for, I just don't want it falling over into the mic.
That's fair.
But there are consequences. I look terrible.
It's okay, man. $1 a month. Oh God, we can't even do the show. $1 a month gets you every episode free of dynamic ads. $5 gets you that plus other random extras when we get a chance to do them. This week we'll have our review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So please go over there and do the subscription, whatever the hell subscription.
Everyone just figure it out for him, if you could. Just if you could sort it out, go to Patreon, search for DC on Screen, and work it out from there. I don't think Dave's instructions, if he can get them out, are going to be great today. So
Patreon.com/DC on Screen.
That's the one.
Dave here, popping in from a few days after our recording. Just wanted to update on a couple of things. If you're a regular listener of our show, you know we've been keeping up with the new Warner Brothers Discovery merger and its CEO, David Zaslav. I know a lot of people here were hoping for some kind of Snyderverse news on the 18th because that was the day of the upfronts. Of course, that was for television. Now, if they were planning on doing a sequel to Zack Snyder's Justice League in the form of a miniseries or exclusive film, they might have mentioned it. Might. But we have reports that would suggest that shit will not go down that way. If you follow me on Twitter at David C. Robertson, you know what I've been saying for weeks. Zaslav is not anyone's friend here. David Zaslav, totally a businessman. Legends of Tomorrow and Batwoman and Naomi on the CW are canceled because the shows were not turning a profit enough to justify spending money on the studio space. What's more, Pedowitz, the president of CW, has said that they told these shows, you are on the bubble. Make your season finale your series finale just in case. And every showrunner ran out and played chicken with the bubble. Now, let's look at some of these articles about Zaslav really quickly. The Wall Street Journal reports that in April, Zaslav met with Warner Brothers Pictures studio heads and asked them about a string of flops. One of the movies that grossed very poorly at the box office last year was Cry Macho, which was a neo-western produced and directed by Clint Eastwood. Now, Cry Macho grossed $15.5 million worldwide. The budget was $33 million. During the meeting, the studio heads acknowledged that they doubted whether Cry Macho would be profitable. Zaslav asked them why. Why would they greenlight this if they knew it was going to be a flop? And basically they said that they felt indebted to Eastwood. He had a string of hits. He's delivered over a 50-year career. He had a perfect record in getting films in on time. He never went over budget. And Zaslav didn't care. He said, we don't owe anyone any favors. And he quotes Jerry Maguire and says, it's not show friends, it's show business. Dude pulled the plug on CNN Plus less than a month after its launch because of low subscriber numbers. Margaret Loesch, who ran Discovery Kids under Zaslav, said Zaz is not particularly patient. He is going to want to change things quickly. So there's this new report from The Hollywood Reporter, and it talks about the Wonder Twins movie that got axed. And later on in the show, you'll hear us talk about, like, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. No, it is. It's gone. It's done. And first of all, David Zaslav, and this is pertinent for Zack Snyder fans, Zaslav is imposing a mandate that DC movies should now be made with a theatrical first goal. A source quoted in the report says, quote, a lot of things that were developed are going to go away. So that sounds like the Coates Superman film or miniseries, whatever that was, Static Shock perhaps. I doubt they're going to toss Batgirl. It'll probably go to theatrical. Maybe Blue Beetle goes away. We don't know. I'm not sure they've shot anything on Blue Beetle. Anyway, so he wants to keep the budget of HBO Max exclusive movies $35 million and under. In part because mid-budget exclusive movies attract more subscribers to the service, and movies that debuted in theaters and moved to HBO Max with a 45-day window have proven to be a huge draw for attracting subscribers, recently evident with The Batman. So Wonder Twins had an estimated $75 million plus budget. He decided that wasn't worth it. And, indeed, we've had many people say, who's asking for this? Well, I'm open to seeing it, but, I will see it. I'm a host of DC on Screen. I'll see it. I ain't asking for it necessarily, but I'm curious as to what they were going to do. But look, my point is, this dude's all about business. He's all about the numbers. CW shows got canned because they were underperforming for the amount of money it would take to rent studio space. It is nothing personal. Likewise, as I've said on this program before, as I've said on Twitter, if the numbers are as high for Zack Snyder's Justice League as Snyder fans believe, my guess is we'll be seeing sequels coming to theaters first, not HBO Max. And if we never get sequels, it's either because the numbers for Justice League didn't do enough, or because the performance of it doesn't warrant the price tag for making the sequels. This dude is cutthroat. All right, back to the show. All right, so CinemaCon, big shit happening over there, or happened over there a couple weeks ago. They announced the Batman 2. So,
heard about that.
Woo. Well, I mean, I know you heard about it. You have any huge thoughts? You have any hopes, any dreams?
No, you've just bored me. That's all. That's it.
Twitter? You're like Twitter over here screaming there's got to be Mr. Freeze?
Oh, is that what Twitter's saying? Got to be Mr. Freeze?
That's what they're saying.
I'm not.
Everybody, they're like making fan posters and shit.
I wouldn't be upset about it, but you've already introduced, like, okay, you'll probably bench the Riddler. He'll probably have some scenes in there, but he'll largely be benched. I think there might be another scine where it's going to be...
I already benched the Riddler. Oh, you said benched.
Yeah. Like, there might be another, like, crime consult kind of thing happening, but maybe with Riddler instead of Joker in that deleted scene. I mean, you've already got a Joker in the universe, so we'll see about that.
You got a Joker. They've hinted at Hush.
Wouldn't mind Hush a bit. Andy's got some sick origin story shit going on, so... Oh, and it's definitely like a gruesome enough villain to fit that tone.
Yeah.
I could dig it. I could dig that a lot. I don't know. See, I wouldn't go straight to Mr. Freeze. Also, isn't Penguin getting a show? So why do we think he's going to be out of the mix?
Well, Penguin's getting a show, but that was the original plan for the Batman 2. So I think Matt Reeves was like, hey, I want to do this. And they were like, no, that's the show. And he was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. You need Max content.
Instead of the
Understood.
Instead of the shitty Gotham PD show you're developing, how about we do this? Oh, okay.
I had an idea for a 3-hour movie. What if you had an idea for a 6 hours worth of TV? Oh, okay.
That's a whole hell of a lot of dun.
I do still like that theme. Reminds me of the Funeral March, too.
I can see it. And we got a new DC League of Super Pets trailer. It looked fantastic.
Oh, I'm in love already.
To me. Like, Squeaky Bruce.
Yeah.
If that's not a licensed toy, I am going to freak out.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I loved the speech by Lulu, and then we hear from Superman's perspective. It's just like a chip, 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 chip,
yeah.
That loved it. Just loved it.
That's gonna be good.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm that. I mean, you sent me the link. I immediately sent it to my wife and was like, first of all, I've already told you this is the first movie we're taking our daughter to, but you should watch the trailer because I think you'll actually want to watch this movie. And admittedly, I'm gonna get the wife to go with me, but the movie gets released on my birthday, so I'm gonna get away with this one. So I'm gonna get the wife to go with me because the daughter's attention span may not last the movie. I'll still want to finish the thing, so I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, like all right, we're gonna go in your car. Among other reasons, it'll be like you can put her in the car and go somewhere, and I'll finish the movie and catch up with you afterward. You can swing by and grab Daddy. But yeah, I'm gonna have that little selfish backup plan if we all go and the daughter's like, I just want to get out of here for a while. She'll probably love it when she's watching. Like I'll show her the trailer today, and she'll be like, oh, it looks good. Like, she won't know what that means or what a trailer is. She's never been to the movies, but I'll be curious.
I mean,
something fun about the first time you sit a kid down on the screen that big. Oh my God. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of fun.
I don't know if this is going to work out for you, man. Because I've seen her in action. She just randomly, without any real provocation, decides that things are scary and asks you to, rewind it to another thing. And you're not going to be able to do that there.
No, and the weird part is, like, we'll be watching an episode of Paw Patrol, and it'll be at some moment where, there's vaguely, like, something bad happening. I mean, Paw Patrol, they've got to patrol something shitty has to happen in order to be patrolled.
And she's like, Daddy, can we watch one of my shows now?
Yeah, but then she'll be like, Daddy, can we watch Wonder Woman? And what she means is the No Man's Land scene where you've got like, what's his name? Chris Pine, shooting people in the head with a shotgun. No problem. Yeah. Or she'll want to watch Justice League where you've got like, what was the internet calling him? Like Gary the Parademon or something like that? Just getting scolded by Bruce Wayne. And like, fine. Yeah, I didn't. No problem.
I wasn't privy to that segment of Twitter, I guess.
I don't know. I like it. If even if I just came up with that myself and have imagined it, I still think of him as Gary.
No, I don't think you're that clever.
No.
Had to have been the internet.
Had to have been the internet on that one. I like the idea that he has a name though, like because that one parademon does more work than any the rest of them combined. He certainly does more good in his fight.
I mean, they might just all look the same.
That's possible. It could have been four different parademons that got killed. Like that one turret, Bruce just keeps killing the guy, and another one pops in. Gary 2 pops in. I got it. Shoot.
Yeah. By the way, I feel bad now because I do think you're that bright, and I'm sorry.
I agreed with you.
The joke went too far.
Initially, I was there with you.
The joke went too far.
I'm still with the self-deprecating version. It's good. That works for me.
It's just, I feel bad.
I did not come up with Gary. I think it was on Twitter somewhere. I do love that there's like this, in that version of the movie, there's this, like, isn't it kind of a famous thing in Star Wars that like if that one stormtrooper was a better shot, the rest of the entire franchise wouldn't exist? Like, I think I've seen some Family Guy jokes about that, and definitely seen Simon Pegg rant about it here and there. But yeah, it's like there's the anti whatever that stormtrooper's name was, and it's whatever this parademon is. Who I don't know if they have captains and lieutenants in the parademon world, but he would have been promoted very very shortly after this battle.
I feel like this is a Harley Quinn animated series question to field. Like I think they need to be the ones to answer it
about that parademon.
Yeah, well, about any of them, like how the hierarchy of the parademons work.
I could fuck with that.
Yeah, just like it almost feels Venture Brothers-esque.
Yeah.
Like the whole show is subtitled. The parademons talk to each other. Like and that's the whole show is them talking to each other and just going.
You know how this probably really works though. Is like if to honor you in battle, like their version of a Purple Heart or a Medal of Honor or something. Is like Darkseid kills you personally, and you're just like in parademon tears, thankful that Darkseid himself took it upon himself to kill you specifically. Like oh my god, I get to die with Omega beams. What an honor! And then you die like a bug zapper.
And he used his Michael Ironside voice.
Yeah. It's not a bad parademon.
I practice a lot.
So what you do is you just strangle your throat and try to make noise.
I don't know what I do.
That'd be you.
I just flex a muscle.
That'd be you in a violent rush, strangling someone to death, and they make that sound, and you just crack up laughing. That's a pretty good parademon. I'm going to spare you. While you're laughing, they kill you. This is how Dave ends.
Probably. All right, so we have a description here of this Black Adam trailer from CinemaCon. By the way, they also announced that apparently Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry, is the North Star of this film.
Interesting choice there.
That's their vision. Dirty Harry of the superhero world is what Black Adam is.
I saw him post a little while back that there's some Instagram post that got retweeted and reblogged or whatever format I saw it in finally. But it was him talking about like he's played a lot of good characters, but this is the one that like resonates with him the most. And I believe he called him an anti-hero in the post. Like this is not going to be a film about a bad guy. It's going to be a film about a guy with a lot of sides to him, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah,
I'm down with it.
I have a Black Adam shirt up there if I can ever lose about 15 pounds and get back in it. I mean, I could wear it now, but it's just an embarrassment. I feel like I'm embarrassing The Rock somewhere.
You got this, man. I believe in you.
Fine logo right over my gut.
I'm going to turn this around. I swear to God. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to be like, dude, you're amazing. You got to do this.
You're going to be supportive again.
Yeah. I'm like a Wonder Bra, baby. All right. So, which we both need, by the way. No. I said I'd be supportive.
I I could probably sport a cup of some size at the moment if I where I put in it.
No, I don't think you have no tits. I'll say that.
They try. They try.
They try?
They try.
What are they, like slinkies going down the stairs?
Well, they want to be there. Sometimes they give it a shot, you know. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while when I see them getting particularly uppity, I'm like, salads it is for a few days, huh?
Uppity tits.
Yep. We prefer teats around this house.
I like teats too. All right, so here's the description that I read for the Black Adam trailer that was at CinemaCon. Futuristic ships fly through the frozen tundra. Black Adam is in a water tube. Black Adam says, I was a slave when I died. When I was reborn, I was a god. Dr. Fate tells Black Adam his powers have never done anything but wreak havoc, and he opens a mirror portal like Doctor Strange. Slave Black Adam's body is thrown into a pit ages ago. In modern day, he awakes in a tomb and unleashes electricity on a Black Ops team. We saw that part, at Fandom.
Yeah, and Jesus, that was good.
That was good. In the desert, Black Adam flies and battles helicopters and destroys them. He smashes them together and walks away from a fiery explosion. Because you got to. You got to.
Mm-hmm. Didn't even look back, right?
Probably not. As the Lonely Island song would entail, cool guys don't look at explosions.
Right.
He catches a rocket and throws it back at his enemies.
Classic.
Action shots. Yeah. It's like some transporter shit. Except he's not ricocheting it off of like a serving pan or something.
Yeah. Was it, wait, just to refresh my memory, what was that one where Jason Statham like can't sleep?
Oh, you mean when he's got to keep like running? He's got to keep his heart rate
like his heart
up?
rate has to be like he's got to be full cardio the entire time. It's a terrible movie. I remember watching like the end of it with you and thinking, "Oh my god, this is bad."
I don't think I ever watched that movie.
I feel like we watched some part of it. Like I remember watching a maybe you just showed me a clip or something. I don't know. I remember watching like one of the kind of go-go girls in a bubble get shot. Like she got domed somewhere in the middle of all the ricochets and shit. Was it Bang?
I don't think that was us, but
maybe I just watched it privately and like remembered. Oh, Dave said this was fucking awful. Was it Bang though? I want to say
is Crank and Crank 2. And no, the Crank movies are ridiculous, but you know, like I haven't watched all of them. I've seen clips, but I know I think Crank 2 ends with like the guy that he killed in the first movie. He like it turns out that guy's behind everything, but he's just like a head in a jar on a rooftop.
It's beautiful. We need a viewing party that someday.
I don't know. Like Matt was a huge Crank aficionado. Like he was really into it. And I remember just walking in and he's watching this thing and it's like a head in a jar and I was like, "Really, man? That's what okay."
That works for you? Okay, cool. All right, you do you, bro. You do you. Sorry to distract. It was going to bother me.
Yeah, no, you're good. So there are action shots of the JSA, Justice Society of America. For those not in the know, Hawkman confronts Black Adam and says there are heroes and villains. Heroes don't kill people. And then Black Adam says, "Well, I do." Makes me. I mean, it's a classic
argument. You know? Like, you know, Superman and Batman would have less overall deaths if they just disposed of their enemies rather than, you know, trying to repair them. But yeah, Black Adam's a great outlet for that argument. I'm really looking forward to that Hawkman too because I like that actor.
Yeah, Aldous Hodge. Yeah, and look, the Black Adam producer Hiram Garcia said that he's kind of backing up what James Wan and company said about Aquaman 2 on why it was delayed. He says, "I think we're just in a world right now where there was a huge and understandable freeze up when the pandemic hit and a lot of productions were put on hold. Now that the industry has really roared back, the pipeline for VFX is so jammed. Obviously, all the superhero movies just require so much VFX, and we're just in a situation where the majority of the VFX houses are just completely swamped with work." So, yeah, they had to recalibrate.
Yeah. I am glad they changed it because Black Adam was originally going to release on my birthday, and they used the slot for the Super Pets, which I could have been happy either way. That's fine, great. Sign me the hell up.
Super Pets would have already released by now if it was on the original timeline, and it would have gotten thoroughly trounced by Doctor Strange.
I can't remember what day it was. Do you?
No.
I thought I was going to say it was somewhere in
I don't even know what day we're in.
I mean, it's true. Yeah. That is kind of fitting the mood for you today.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I would have already seen that one, but I like this reality more where I'm gonna go see this movie with my daughter and all that shit. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Either way, DC went through an extraordinary amount of trouble to make sure I was happy.
Mm-hmm. It was just for you.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it.
Walter
you did one thing right, Hamada.
Outside of your window every night.
Bastard.
He's waking up your wife, singing through the window. Everything I do it for you.
God help me.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see him outside of my window one day because I want to have a very real talk with that motherfucker.
About Ray Fisher?
He got some splaining to do.
Yeah, I'm confused. Anyway,
we got to talk.
They had some Shazam footage at the CinemaCon. The Shazam footage showed Shazam in Paris on a date with Wonder Woman, who we see from behind. The choice of camera angle is on purpose, since Gal Gadot is not playing her, similar to Wonder Woman's appearance in Peacemaker. When Billy goes in to kiss Wonder Woman, it's revealed she's really the Wizard. Later, Billy is with Helen Mirren's character, and he tells her that he's seen all of the Fast and Furious movies. He comments that saving the world is all about family, a mantra from that franchise, coined by Vin Diesel's character. Mm-hmm. And the Shazam family then shows up, who we also see fighting a huge dragon with glowing blue eyes. Apparently, more information revealed includes Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu being the daughters of Atlas, and the barrier between worlds is in danger of breaking.
I like it. Do you think you're ever going to hear that phrase about family and not think of Vin Diesel? Because I don't think it's possible.
God. At this point, probably not.
Your deathbed, 40 years from now, somebody says, "Well, it's all about family, Dave." and then that's how you go. We're going to imagine all the different Dave deaths today.
Just, am I that bad today?
No. No, I'm just hitting on a theme for fuck knows what reason. And not proud of it, but here we are. So lean in.
Oh, and they delayed Shazam Fury of the Gods another 5 days. Or 5 days. Shazam actually got moved up, but it is now set to arrive on December 16th. And, it was initially set to arrive on December 16th, but that was also going to be with James Cameron's Avatar 2. So they moved it to avoid Avatar 2.
Only 5 days?
Yeah. I don't think Avatar 2 is going to do as well as they think it is.
Well, let me put it this way. I don't think it'll do as well as people are supposing. I do think it'll do well. Mm-hmm. I mean, that bitch is going to make $1 billion. There's too many people that watched it when they were 8 and are nostalgic for it not to. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of how this hits. But yeah, it's going to make bank. Like, he will make his money back, even though he's probably spending $3 million per second.
Yeah. Did you see what Sandberg wrote about it? He said, "Hey, Cameron, you're welcome. No need for thanks. The Abyss on 4K Blu-ray will be enough." I love David Sandberg.
He is. He's a fucking treasure.
Absolutely.
A delight.
CinemaCon's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Jason Momoa talked about how personal his role as the King of Atlantis has become. He teased adventures to new locations in DC's underwater world. "I have so much invested into it. I love this character and what he represents. We wanted to visit all these new different kingdoms and meet all these interesting new different characters." James Wan said Black Mana now is at a different level. He's still a human being, but he's now imbued with this magical ancient power that ultimately needs Orm's help to fight this evil that is taking over Black Manta. And I thought this was pretty interesting.
I dig that.
James Wan talked... Yeah.
There could have been a lot of boring plots that you do with that, but I kind of like it being Orm that needs to work that out. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I actually did think that was kind of interesting. Sometimes I forget to actually give my opinion on this show.
I'm also just super happy with Patrick Wilson showing up again on that. And I want him to have as much screen time as we can reasonably squeeze in there because his Orm was a lot of fun.
Maybe they'll give him the screen time they're cutting from Amber Heard's performance.
Yes, he can have all of it. I think he would have been a relatively rote kind of boring character were it not for that last scene where he just kind of breaks down when he sees his mom. Mm-hmm. I still want to watch that movie, and the daughter likes that one too. So, still want to watch that movie. It gets to that scene, I kind of like, that's a good scene. And if it's the wrong time, I might choke up a little bit, or the right time.
Yeah. So James Wan was talking about how they're using new tech on the underwater scenes, and he says the visuals are a big part of these kinds of films. I know the first movie really put the actors through a lot of physical pain, hanging on wires and on what we call tuning forks.
Yeah.
And it was not the most comfortable of apparatus to be strapped into. With this film, we were able to embrace new technology that we have where we literally captured, and it's not motion control. It's not face capturing. It's literally putting like 100 cameras on the action to capture the performances and then taking what they do and then applying that to 3D versions of themselves. But their performance drives the 3D character. It is more versatile and it's less painful for the actors, which makes it easier for me as well because they're not screaming and yelling at me. And by they, I'm pretty sure he was talking about Amber Heard.
Well, I remember... Have you seen the clip of Patrick Wilson being, I'm sure she was, but have you seen the clip of Patrick Wilson being interviewed like a year later or something where they show him the clip from, it's probably a couple years before, where he's like, yeah, I love practical work. I'm looking forward to getting in the harness. And then they shoot back to him and he just laughs at himself like, those were the words of a naive young man. Once he actually got into that thing for that long, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rough.
It sounds it. God.
So
talk about testicular fortitude. Good God.
Yeah. So the word around the campfire, the rumor is that they've cut Amber Heard's screen time down to about 10 minutes, and
it will likely be her last 10 minutes going forward.
At the end of the day. Yeah, did you? This being reported today, James Wan and pretty much Warner Brothers Discovery and everybody involved with the movies and everything, they've all unfollowed Amber Heard on social media.
I haven't followed
that defamation trial is not going well.
I have not followed it in with any conscious effort whatsoever. I just keep seeing little clips posted here and there, and the clips don't look great. It does not appear that things are going well for her.
Yeah. Apparently she hired a private eye and they couldn't find anything on Johnny. Couldn't dig up anything.
Actually,
I'm just amazed.
There was this nice little compilation, 30-second compilation I ran across somewhere that's it was just her lawyer over and over again saying hearsay. Mm-hmm. The one which is, it's a common tactic. I've proofread a lot of depositions, and you'd be amazed how many stupid objections you have to throw in the background. Objection form, objection hearsay, blah, blah, blah. You can object to fucking anything just to get it on record and then not care about it ever again. But it does look bad when you have such a public format. It's different when it's happening in a tiny little room in the back of a courthouse or something, but that is not what's happening here. And then you have somebody like Johnny who's, a trained actor and can really ham up a moment when he wants to. So when the one that really cracked me up was when he starts to answer a question, he gets about two words in. He was like, well, and then the guy says hearsay, and he just pauses like, well, how do you know I haven't finished the sentence? That looks bad, bro. That looks real bad in the court of public opinion. That is not,
Yep. By the way, every time I hear the word deposition, I can't help but think of that old Conan O'Brien bit, the Clutch Cargo with Bill Clinton, where he's like, is it true that you asked, what's her name?
Monica?
No.
Paula?
Paula. Yeah.
Paula Tripp?
Yeah. No, that was Linda Tripp.
Paula? I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, is it true that you asked her to lie under deposition? And he says, no, man, I didn't ask her to lie under deposition. I asked her to lie there in that position.
I do remember that, actually. Is that when they do the paintings that hang down and it's got the mouth? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were good bits. Those were good bits. I need to YouTube. There's got to be a compilation of like the year 2000 bits that I can go read somewhere.
Yeah.
There might even be a book.
There is, I own the book.
That's why I know that exists.
Yep. I think my favorite one of those was in the year 2000, the old adage, guns don't kill people, people kill people, will forever be deemed irrelevant when a woman gives birth to a gun and it grows up and stabs her.
Let's take every silly phrase possible. Yeah, That's well done, Conan Writer Room. Well done.
Mm-hmm. And well delivered by Andy.
The unsung hero. Well, he's partially sung, thankfully, but
he's fairly sung. He's fairly sung.
I wouldn't mind more song though. He was way better than some people noticed, at least.
Yeah. So yeah, there's been this petition to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman 2. It is over 3 million signatures.
Oh God.
It looks like it's about to hit 4.
Girl, it ain't looking good.
Oof. Yeah.
I mean,
it crossed it.
It would be easy if you ever did a Nightmare, expansion on the Nightmare universe to just be like, yeah, that day that Superman landed, she was the casualty. The little fish stick.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy to write out, but her in an Aquaman, that's hard to write out.
Yeah.
Even to re-edit. Like, God.
I mean,
imagine there having to be reshoots costing, probably north of $20 million minimum, because like you personally were told that you're not supposed to be in the film anymore.
Yep. I mean, it went from
the drug and alcohol habits I would partake in after that moment.
It was a little over 2 million signatures, and in 4 days it jumped to 3 million.
Yeah, I would just call ahead to a rehab center and book an appointment for about 3-4 weeks out. Just be like, I'm going to see you in about 4 weeks. It's going to be real fucked up before then. Okay, all right, I'll see you then.
Have you seen the footage of her snorting coke on the stand?
I've seen the footage of what appears to be that, or what is purportedly that, and I admit it could be.
It definitely looks like she's got like the thumbnail and everything. It's like,
it's a bit dubious. It's a bit dubious. It could very easily just be wiping your nose. I mean, it wasn't a conclusive thing, but I have seen that shot and was like,
no,
I could make an argument either way on this one.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm very interested to see what they'll do. I mean, I don't know. Oh gosh, what a pickle.
Yeah, I am curious as well.
All right, so here's the Flash footage.
Would not want to be in charge of that conversation. Yeah,
I'll be in charge of it. Somebody ask me. I'll run the shit out of the studio.
No, I'd give it a red hot go.
To the ground. Yeah, I'd give it a go.
I would like to think
boys,
there was
we're setting Twitter on fire today.
There was, I forget which British town, but they ended up accidentally electing the mascot to the local soccer team, like the high school soccer team, because it was one of those situations where he had run as a joke just to get some publicity and do some fundraising for mayor, and this perfectly acceptable candidate was also running, and he was just running as a joke. But it was one of those situations where no one thought anyone else would do it. But when they actually tallied the votes, like he had won by a few hundred votes. Wasn't much. So like no one took it seriously, and the result was they elected a monkey as like a monkey mascot as their mayor. Well, thankfully there was an actual person inside the suit, and short version of the story is he kind of like did a crash course. Dude apparently had a business degree, so he wasn't starting from scratch, but like crash course, just made it work. And like they elected him 2 more times after that because he actually did a good job. And I would like to think that's how it would go if we ran Warner Brothers, but I think probably pitchforks would be more accurate as far as a prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Pitchforks and stock plummeting are like the images I have.
Oh, yeah. First day. I'm like, we're going to have a meeting, and we're going to live stream it.
Yeah. It would be bad.
We're going to have a producer over in the corner telling us what Twitter is saying as we're making decisions. Like, no, we want the voice of the people.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes in, I abruptly stopped that part of the experiment. No, I don't want any more opinions. I have to go cry now. I will never recover from some of the phrases I just saw.
So yeah, the Flash, a new footage description of the Flash at CinemaCon. Barry Allen fidgets in a line. He's at work. Flash travels back outside his childhood home. In his childhood home, blue lightning flickers around Barry. He looks at photos of his mom and dad and kid Barry. Time has a pattern. It can help deliver certain events to certain people, drawn to each other like magnets. That's I guess his voiceover. Then at Wayne Manor, we see someone with shoulder-length white hair from behind. He opens a secret door to reveal 7 bat suits. Elsewhere, Flash slows down time and races up the side of a building. Batfleck rides a bat bike in a car chase with police. It's daytime. Michael Shannon appears as Zod. Supergirl's costume looks similar to Henry Cavill's. An unmasked Keaton is dressed as Batman and says, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts."
God, I love that.
He says
They're
this to
going to borrow
Barry.
that line. Just one of the best lines in that movie.
He says that to Barry, alternate Barry, and Supergirl. And then the title card comes up, The Flash. And then Keaton, who now has shorter hair, has an upgraded version of the 89 Batsuit with a bold yellow emblem.
I'm in. I was curious. I thought you were going to tell me, and Ezra's been removed from this trailer.
Dude, there's body camera footage now where it's like 3 minutes long. It was released on TMZ, and it shows Miller being apprehended by those authorities on March 29th at that bar. And in the video, Miller claims that they videotape themselves getting assaulted to turn into NFT art. The video shows Miller repeatedly asking for the name and badge number of the officer arresting them and alleging that they were attacked by another patron at the bar who declared himself as a Nazi. Miller says, "I got assaulted and I started filming. Let me show you the video. I got assaulted in this bar twice in a row. I film myself when I get assaulted for NFT crypto art." And at some point, Miller says, "I'm being arrested for disorderly conduct. I was assaulted. You understand that, right?" And then Miller repeatedly claims their 9th and 4th Amendment rights during the arrest and asks the officers not to confiscate their flash ring.
I love that Ezra has that.
They then accuse...
Has that on.
I know. That is endearing.
And
they then
not
accuse
even a
one
bad
of the
citation
officers
of rights.
touching their genitals.
I thought for sure that they'd get that wrong somehow, but no, that's actually it's pretty on point.
Ezra accuses one of the officers of touching their genitals and says that they are transgender, non-binary, and don't want to be searched by a man. And then ultimately pled no contest to the disorderly conduct charge and was given a fine of $500. The judge dismissed the harassment charge, as well as a separate charge of obstructing a public sidewalk.
So mostly got away with that one. Well, I don't know if they got away with anything, but mostly got out of that one.
Mostly, yeah.
It has just kind of looked bad from time to time, but you do have to also remember, like, that is a marginalized person. So, you know, it might have been assaulted in the bar for no good reason by a Nazi. It's possible.
Yeah, it might have been.
It's just like, let me make sure I understand this right. That wanted the image so that they could have a unique. That's all you need for NFTs is a unique image. Like, it's literally just sharing. It's non-fungibles. Mm-hmm. You're just sharing a unique image that you have alone. So we're talking about like that being used as one of the high-end cryptocurrencies is, the image of Ezra Miller getting assaulted in a bar. I'm hearing you right? Mm-hmm.
I believe so, yes.
Among all the other crazy, that is actually the craziest thing to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not even that it's a terrible plan is the weird part. If it was, it would actually probably work.
Probably.
In the world of NFTs,
So,
rarity is king. All right, I'm done.
All right.
I'll leave you alone.
Now, despite the fact that several people said they're definitely replacing Ezra, like a lot of scoopers, like came out and said, yeah, our sources say they're replacing Ezra. Adam B. Very of Variety says, I'm told that WB is not considering replacing Ezra Miller on The Flash. So I'll trust the dude from Variety rather than Grace. Yeah. I was like debating whether I was going to say her
she has long since left the
name,
realm of people that I would be like subtle or not thrown to the bus. Fuck it.
Yeah. Hey, she blocked us.
Good.
On Twitter. I don't know. I never had like an actual interaction with her, but she blocked me and DC on Screen.
Oh, I can still get to her then. If I ever have enough time and energy in my life to descend into trolldom, I will focus it specifically and immediately on her.
I mean, I've never had any contact with her. I never said anything to her about her or anything on the internet. I guess I was connected to somebody else she blocked, and she just did like a whatever that thing is where they just block a ton of people at once that are related to someone else.
Probably. Which you would think
really
be called a chain block, but no, that's a whole cryptocurrency thing. We're back there.
Or a blockchain.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay, so blockchain and then chain block would be the other one. That works.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like werewolf and then wolf wear. Where wolf wear is just, what werewolves wear.
Werewolf wear.
I'm just imagining a pair of striped pajamas.
Uh-huh.
The little hat from the Goldenstein Bears. Goldenstein? Goldenstein? I think it's Goldenstein.
Berenstain.
Berenstain. I think Golden Books.
Yeah, maybe that or the Goldbergs. I don't know what the hell you're thinking.
Shouldn't be Goldbergs.
At least I'm not alone today. At least you're a little off too.
I blame you squarely.
According to this site that I don't know, Puck.News, Batgirl is reportedly being considered for a theatrical release due to HBO Max and Warner Media changes. So merger, well, maybe it's true. And Misha Green teased a little bit about her Black Canary movie. Mm-hmm. So in a recent social media post, I think it was on Instagram, she basically showed herself, I guess, laying by a pool, and she has a binder with Black Canary on it. It's like it's actually like a fan-made poster, and it was really fun because somebody or the person who made the poster was like, "Oh my God, she's got my poster."
I like it.
But yeah, she says, Misha responded, says, I choose an image to put as the cover for my writing binder on every project, something that reminds me of the vibe I'm aiming for every time I go to write. Your poster is fire. So yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I think it's really cool that she's still working on that. And, it's not dead. Nope. Hey.
Still in development, they say.
Speaking of dead, though, and we don't have 100% confirmation on this. I wish we did. But according to that hashtag show, which we do not necessarily believe, the Wonder Twins movie is canceled. Like, it was canceled a week after they announced who the people who were playing the Wonder Twins.
I could buy that because for a couple of characters who constantly show up, it feels like that old election where somebody was like, I don't know anyone who voted for him. And that's the day we learned about vacuums. But I don't really know anyone who gives a damn about the Wonder Twins. It's not a part of my daily life. Like, I forget they exist for months at a time. And then I'll be reading like DC vs. Vampires or something and they'll get killed. Oh yeah. Oh, they do live at the Justice League. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's all I've got for movie news. Do you want to hit a quick break and then come back for TV? All right. Cool. Don't nobody go nowhere.
Well, I'm gonna grab a soda.
Behold, we have returned. All right. So, got me a soda. Refreshed.
Got me a beach plum LaCroix. Aqua.
Yeah. So Variety says that there is an Amanda Waller series in development at HBO Max.
Okay.
We're talking about Viola Davis here.
I'm good with that. I'm just really rooting for the daughter to be involved too. I liked her.
I hear that. From Peacemaker, yeah. Viola Davis would executive produce a series with Watchmen alum Crystal Henry, set to direct and executive produce. And James Gunn, obviously, going to be executive producing alongside Peter Safran. I'm down for all of that.
That's a lot. That's a lot of nice names.
Every bit of that. I want to see what Amanda Waller does since Argus and the Suicide Squad is outed.
Do you imagine this Amanda Waller as being someone who had like some period of innocence in their childhood and got turned around to whatever it is that she is now? Or do you imagine she's one of those that like at 11 years old engineered the death of a bully and got away with it?
Right.
I could go with either.
I mean, I assume the first, but I hope for the latter.
like had the bully crushed by school bleachers at a pep rally or something and walked away scot-free.
I think this whole time Amanda Waller was one of the versions of Bruce Wayne from the Dark Antimatter universe or whatever.
Oh, the
who somehow found
like
a way
the Middleverse thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't do like a Bruce, like an Amanda Waller Bruce, but that would be rough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, between the two of them, they'd be so fucking dubious and clever. You could probably write like a third Crisis series. Which, by the way, they're doing. It's called Dark Crisis, and I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm looking forward to it because all the Crisis stuff's always pretty on point. But
yeah,
they're like I could see a version of this where everything that's happened, Perpetua and the Batman Who Laughs becoming this like god with Dr. Manhattan's literal power. Like he scolded, took his power, and all of that is just you could see like Bruce Waller over there just doing the little like Dr. Burns thing with the fingertips, like
yeah,
and
man.
The next part.
And you know how they had all of the different versions. It was like they had the names like the Devastator, the Dark Lord, the Batman Who Laughs, the Drowned.
What was the
this
the Green
one
Lantern
has to be called the
good.
Director.
Like, Dawnbreaker, I believe.
The Dawnbreaker, yeah. This would be the Director.
The Director. That actually would work.
And instead of Batman Inc., he created like a version of Argus.
That could work.
That was just made up of Batman. I
think they just did someone called the Director, though. I can't remember his exact name. It was some, the Batman, Superman kind of bestie series is back in.
Uh-huh.
Or at least it was last time I checked. They did some little crossover series where they kept going between universes. At some point they're doing like a cowboy chase scene for a train robbery, and I forget the other instantiations. But, roughly there is this kind of cyborgish character. Not actually like Cyborg, just, a robot. I think it's called the Director, but it's some observer from other universes that's been trying to pinpoint his favorite and erasing others. So you have like a couple versions of Batman and Robin bouncing in between, trying to get with Superman, and it's. I think they did that, or at least the name.
Huh.
But yeah, I could see that. Well, even if they've done that, you just call her the producer, and you're fine.
Okay.
Same concepts apply.
Moving on. Batwoman canceled after 3 seasons on the CW.
Yeah, I'm not caught up enough to know if that's a devastating cliffhanger ending, but doesn't matter. There's enough CW going around that they'll wrap it up somewhere if it is.
It's not a devastating cliffhanger. I mean, to some people it is, but it wasn't to me. Like they kind of wrapped it up, gave you a sense of they will continue, and then there was like a scene at the end that was like, a thing, and day in the life, man, day in the life of Bat Family.
Yeah.
The one that hurt was Legends of Tomorrow got canceled after 7 seasons, and they did set it up on a cliffhanger. What was bad is they had like an episode, 2 episodes before, I think it was 2 episodes before, 1 or 2 episodes before the final episode, they did an episode that felt just like a series finale. And then some shit went down, and they met Booster Gold, played by Donald Faison, and then it ended on a cliffhanger.
Now,
and they even like went out of their way and like, hold on, the Shimizu, the showrunner, said told fans on Twitter that the cliffhanger was her fault. She said she played chicken with the series pickup and ultimately lost.
This is what I'm going to call the Lucifer Fallacy from now on. I believe this to be true. I could be wrong, and anyone who knows better, please let me know. But my understanding is some of the people who cancel shows have never fucking seen the show. So like you're playing baseball and somebody else is playing tennis. Like that doesn't track.
Yeah.
No, I think that's the way that would actually operate. Is there's somebody saying, listen, the ratings here aren't actually getting us enough. There's not enough ratio here for it to be profitable. Let's go ahead and kill it. And among other things, 7 seasons of DC's Legends of Tomorrow is a fucking miracle. Yeah,
it was a miracle.
The fact that we made it this far, and I'm looking forward to it because I'm like 2 seasons behind right now on all the CW stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to being able to wrap some of that up. It weirdly, because of some of the cancellations, has made the idea of catching up more palatable.
Well, you definitely need to catch up with Superman and Lois. It was fantastic.
I've watched a fair amount of that first season at least. But yeah, like I'm not. I am desperately behind, but there are some parts I've gotten to catch up on. I mean, Stargirl or something like that. But yeah, it there is a little psychological effect though, where trying to catch up on a show that has, or on a set of shows that there are 20 of them and no end in sight, and you know you're however many hour-long episodes behind already. It's daunting. It is daunting.
I'm like 3 episodes behind on The Flash right now, and that show has gotten so bad. To me, if you're still enjoying it, good on you. God bless. Godspeed, as it were. I hate it now. I loathe the show at this point.
And that used to be your favorite. That was your darling for a long time.
It was my darling for a long time.
I mean, I can't speak to any like progress or overall charting of how this show's gone, or any of these shows have gone, because I'm so short of the last couple of years. What effectively happened though is I was up to date. I got a little behind somewhere around like Christmas of 2019, and then 2020 happened, and when I was full time at home with my daughter, that I couldn't watch anything other than Sesame Street. Like I got way behind then.
And then you were lulled into a false sense of security because they were pushing the shows.
Yes, so I thought I'm going to have all this time to catch up, and then I didn't because, one, I ended up doing like real work. I was working on houses and just like doing some remodels and shit. And then 2, I got out of that and got into a job that was so high octane I didn't have any time to actually like catch up on it. Just life has worked against me on the timing here. And yes, I absolutely got lulled by the, as you say, the false sense of security. The dream that one day I would have the moment that I could catch up. Yeah. And I tried a few. I really did. Like I would put on episodes of Supergirl and just see if Evelyn would let me watch it. And no, she might now, but not at the time. That was some time ago.
Well, Hollywood Reporter put out this thing, and according to them, CW President Mark Pedowitz wanted to renew both shows for additional seasons. Plural.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers Discovery axed the shows because, quote, they no longer wanted to pay the leases on the studio space.
That's kind of funny. I mean, couldn't we just take it out of Vancouver to like some other area in Canada that used to be cheap but now isn't as cheap because people use it constantly? I don't know what the next Vancouver would be.
Yep. Reports have indicated that Warner Brothers Discovery is cutting back on scripted programming at its TNT and TBS cable channels. And they also bring up the fact that this might be another reason the HBO Max Wonder Twins show or movie got canceled. But yeah, that's David Zaslav is
to what I was saying before, like. Yeah, Pedowitz, I think, is the kind of guy who watched some of these shows. Maybe even was up to date on stuff that was on his network. But the people who axed it maybe have never seen an episode. They just looked at the numbers and said, oh, bro, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Also, Naomi got canceled. So, and weirdly, Gotham Knights got picked up for series. That's
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I feel like new management was like, listen. We're going to bet on what has been for 80 years the big names. Okay? So if there's a bat next to it, we're probably going to renew that. If there's a Superman logo involved, probably going to renew that.
Well, I mean, there was a bat next to Batwoman.
That's going to be the exception in my theory here. But I also went to do this, and
they renewed The Flash.
I will make it a promise. I'll make you and everyone a promise, myself primarily, that I meant to look up the actual ratings and see, you do a comparison chart on everything. And I'm going to do that at some point just to see if there's any discrepancies there. I think it is going to be just a matter of bean counting what got axed. It's my theory. I don't know. I was going to actually try to pull some data and see if that panned out.
Yeah, I mean, the article also cited that, like, the streaming numbers were a bit low, and there's also, like...
My fault.
Streaming issues with, like, international vendors. You have, oh, God, what else did they say? There was a lot of jargon, man. A lot of stuff. Among
other things, though, something we've suggested for years, like, I would have gladly paid a few dollars a month for the CW to give me an ad-free version of this shit. And I don't know why they never did. I will never know why that never happened. But part of the streaming problem is that I have to wait X amount of time for the season to end so I can get it on Netflix and watch it there. I have bought entire seasons on Amazon because I didn't want to watch the fucking ads. Like the same fucking ads over and over again. Half of which are for other shows on the CW that I don't care for. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, to me, that was going to be part of the problem if they didn't monetize that correctly. Is I don't know why that never turned into an app that you could do anything with. And I feel like it has something to do with the fact that, you remember CW Seed that I'm pretty sure doesn't exist anymore?
No, it's still around.
Dear God.
Yes, sir.
But they proudly were like, no, we're never going to give you a single ad. I don't know if they did that or not, but somehow in there was this instinct that they would do non-paid for platforming. And on one thing, the whole gig was that we're going to just give you this ad-free. Whatever you're watching over here, man, I got you. No way to monetize that whatsoever. And then the other version, we're just going to do the ad version, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Like it was a weird philosophy that I've never quite gotten my head around.
I don't understand CWC. Like, I've never actually really paid attention to it. Mostly because all they ever play is stuff that has no ending. Just 1 and 2 seasons shows that got canceled. Yeah. I only
learned about it because they had Constantine for a minute.
Yeah, they did. Well, actually, I think we learned about it because they had Vixen.
That's Vixen when they were doing the Blue Ribbon shit.
Mm-hmm. Weird times. Man. So, and also the CW is selling. There's that whole thing. Yeah, it's just, and it's not. It wasn't just that stuff either. It was they canceled 10 of their shows and renewed 8. That's more than they've ever canceled. They canceled 3 series over 10 years before that.
Yeah, they tend to stick with people.
So yeah, they're just getting it's a bloodbath over there at CW right now.
I'm telling you.
Anyway,
I'll pull some numbers and I'll see if I'm right about this, and if I'm wrong, I'll say it. But I really think it's going to come down to numbers. Because
articles came out earlier this year saying that the CW hadn't been profitable in years, if ever.
Yeah, and in that case, you have to. I don't know. I don't think it was the creatives that made this decision. I think it was the accounting department for sure. And if that's the case, given that it was a bunch of female-led properties that were axed, and basically the white dudes still survived. Look, that's a societal argument to me, not so much an argument about CW doing anything, or Warner Brothers doing anything that was specific. I think it's going to be more, we need to talk about why people weren't watching more than we need to talk about why the numbers weren't working out.
Well, I hate to say it because we have 3 listeners who feel very strongly against this kind of thinking, but man, CW shows except for Superman and Lois just look like garbage. They just really do. They have, because they cut money every year. Even at their height, people were saying they didn't look great, but every year they cut more money. Every year they look more like Power Rangers. The writing has suffered.
There have been budget concerns that have affected the quality for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they get less viewers every year. Their budget is cut every year. I mean, and now we've gotten to a point where it's so expositional. It's so hokey, the dialogue. Every week is Geomancer.
God, I'd forgotten that name.
Right?
Sadly though, I don't even think of him as one of the low points. It's that weird, I forget what the hell the scene was. It's some weird scene where Barry's running up a wall and down. In kind of the middle of the height of the show, when it was really about as good as I remember it being. And suddenly the graphics looked like absolute hell. It just, and you don't have money to finish everything. Like, that's part of the problem is I'm sure whoever made that scene and sent it out the door cried that night and said, God, I wish I had more time to make that right. I'm certain that is a professional person who was trying to do their best job and was shorthanded. Didn't get the opportunity to do so. But
that scene looks fantastic compared to what they do now.
It's bad.
They're doing like, straight up John Wesley Shipp type shit, man. Like, they've got him like standing in place and moving his arms from side to side, and putting lines behind him. Like, I don't know, man. It just looks so bad. And that's fine. I understand you don't have the money, but also you don't have the money. End it.
There could be that. I mean, many have made the argument over the years too with, with Doctor Who or something. It was more important that the story continue than now the graphics looked amazing. Like, if the story's good enough, you don't really care.
And the story hasn't been good enough since like season 4 or 5, the latest.
See, that would be the problem. If that's the case, like, the story can carry a lot if it is given the chance to do so, but it can't work miracles.
When it's come to the point where you have like Grant Gustin and one of the original Flash, Team Flash people still left, and everyone else is like the the trope on shows where it's like the latter day, bit where everybody's gone except for like one person, and like all they have are like stand-ins, people who are kind of like those people. Yeah,
fill the role.
Like, every show does it that lasts. It's like, Cisco's leaving, got to bring in Chester. We can't keep Jesse L. Martin around, so we're just going to act like, we're going to call on the phone and be like, Joe, we'll be home for dinner.
Yeah.
Shut up. He's not there.
There's no one on the other end of that line. Don't lie to me.
It's like Tom Cavanaugh's gone, freaking Cisco's gone. It's just there's no one there. Just move on.
What is Cisco doing these days? Anyway, he's singing again.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
He was a legit, well, I don't know if he was that big, I guess, but he was a legit pop star or with some serious hits in his own right, regardless of any acting. So I assume he could do some touring. Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing The Los again or what. Over to Titans real quick. Season 4, apparently they're going to be going to Metropolis.
Sweet.
Yep.
Very much dig that.
They said the only major locale left to visit is Metropolis. A February report stated Titans was set to introduce the DC villain Lex Luthor, which would give the team another reason to travel there. And one of the directors of Titans has now confirmed Metropolis will be seen when the series returns to HBO Max. So, hooray, huzzah!
All of that.
Hopefully that'll give Superboy some time to shine, because we haven't seen like a whole lot of what he's doing. Like,
no, I mean,
he's just kind of there right
a little bit. I mean, what he's done has been very important. That I mean, kind of intentionally misengineering that ship at the end was a big deal. Honestly, the scene that I couldn't stop thinking about for weeks, where Hank goes, like him, just trying again the Luthor side of him, just trying to engineer as fast as he possibly could a device that would undo that. And I don't know, I forget the name of the actor, but him standing there in all the rubble, it was striking. It was great fucking television. That was it was award worthy in my opinion. Hell, even fucking Crypto walking out of there just destroyed. Like, you could see the emotion on the fucking dog's face. It was great television.
Yeah.
I wondered why they got rid of him, and I think that's because he was like, so I'm apparently going to be Jack Reacher.
Oh yeah.
Here's the plan. Need you to kill me. Got to be over here.
I don't think he was in on that part of the plan.
I don't know if he was or not. He certainly moved up though. Like Reacher did fucking gangbusters as far as the streaming numbers go. Haven't seen an episode,
and
not saying I'm not interested.
Got renewed,
but
looks great.
It has looked good.
I haven't seen it.
It's one of those I'll probably watch soon. I'm still catching up on. I finished Upload season 2. Upload's great with
that got renewed.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm very happy about it. Green Arrow's brother, if no one's known, Firestorm as he were for us.
That was his cousin.
Was it his cousin? That was his brother.
No, I think they're cousins.
I can dig that too. They are primary family members. I'm sure about that part. Like, God, imagine looking back at the photographs of them growing up later and be like, so y'all are leading like $1 million franchises, huh? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good work. Yeah, Upload I finished. I'm trying to finish Miss Maisel, and then I'm moving on to other things again. Reacher might be involved. We'll see. I'll probably watch an episode and see how it goes.
It's not my typical kind of thing, but it does look good. So
I never watched the Tom Cruise version.
I don't think you need to.
It's the same kind of eye candy action movie that, like sometimes I'll just put on a John Wick film or something and be like, I just want to watch some people kill some people. Just want to watch a stoic badass destroy everything. Gotcha. Good.
Yep. Now this is exciting. That Kite Man spinoff from Harley Quinn got a series order from HBO Max. Yep, and it's gonna be called Noonan's, and it'll be Kite Man running his own bar.
It's beautiful. I think you told me at some point it was supposed to be kind of Cheers, but for villains.
Yeah. That's what they said. It says in the new series he'll be teaming with Golden Glider to pick up. Sorry, what did I miss here?
I was with you up to Golden Glider.
New series, I don't know. In the new series he'll be teaming with Golden Glider to pick up that criminal past. It turns out they bought a dive bar named Noonan's in Gotham, and the rent has to come from somewhere. Okay.
Oh,
it's just a weirdly worded sentence that I copied and pasted. Yeah.
So they wants to steal in order to keep the bar open. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Glider's a fun choice.
I don't think I realized until very recently that Tom King was responsible for Kite Man. Hell yeah.
Solely? I thought he went back further.
No, he did. Kite Man did. I'm saying Tom King is responsible for his catchphrase being Kite Man.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that tracks.
I don't remember where he'd said it, where he'd put it. But there's some bit in a comic that Tom King wrote that where he gets his ass kicked and he's just so into himself. He says, Kite Man, hell yeah. And it was just because Tom King realized that there was like a ton of shit and he just didn't have any words. So he just needed him. There was like too many panels where nothing was said, and he just needed Kite Man to say something and not just lay there.
Yeah.
And just thought, hell yeah, Kite Man, hell yeah, just him being tickled at himself, even though he's laying on the ground beaten to a pulp.
I could kind of mind canon that in to it just being that Kite Man, even getting his ass beat, was like, but I'm getting my ass beat by A-listers. Like, that matters. Two of my favorites of this, Tom King and Tom Taylor, are two of my current favorites. Taylor's largely away from DC right this second. Tom King mostly as well, except for specials. But they are two of my recent favorites as far as just familiarizing, not familiarizing, but making people seem casual, I guess. Like making these little moments that feel human rather than superhuman. They're both really good at that.
Yeah.
I mean, they can go big too, don't get me wrong, but
yeah, I mean, I know. I like how they do that. Like, if you can't have a cool character, at least humanize them.
Yeah.
make them
relatable,
well-rounded, and maybe people will still like them. And that's certainly the case with Kite Man.
It clearly worked.
I didn't think I could like Kite Man more than when Jeffrey Combs was Kite Man on Batman the Brave and the Bold.
That was a good
But
moment.
Here we are. Well, I think that's all I've got, man.
All right. Well, pop over to Patreon for a multiverse thing.
Sure, man. We'll do that. All right. Thank you guys for listening. And I don't know. Let us know what you thought about all of this episode, or if you hate us now because we joked around too much, chased too many squirrels, as it were. Every episode can be found on DCOnScreen.com for free. There's no Mark Maron, you can pay me money and then listen to certain episodes that I don't have in the normal feed. That shit doesn't happen with us. We got all that shit for free.
Our paywalls are only going to reveal ridiculous shit, which is somehow more noble.
Right. Somehow. So this is episode 661. You've got 661 episodes as of right now that you can go back and listen to. You can, put on a little romantic music, and then, midway through going down to your wife, switch it over to DC on Screen. She'll never know what hit her. And you'll be all the better for it.
Don't take any of this advice.
DC on Screen. Don't.
Just don't.
Just like right in the middle of Dave Matthews' Some Devil, just switch it on over. And
you were back in 2022 for a second there. Like for a hot second. And now we're back in the aughts at best.
Uh-huh. It was like 2004.
Sure, yeah.
And I'll try to pretend that wasn't like 17 years ago. 18 years ago, whatever it was.
I'm going to go listen to this Scott Weiland solo album.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it was called 12 Bar Balloons.
Allow me to reference a song that's trending on Instagram now. My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds.
Oh.
I like it when you wiggle wiggle.
Oh, that's bad.
Okay.
Speaking of, I was deeply impressed about the and I think it's a reference to Free Guy that they're trying to wake him up, and it's that Mariah Carey song. Like, I actually think that's intentional. How could it not be? It's such a specific song, and it's like it could be a coincidence, but Free Guy did very well. It's a very well-known movie. Yeah,
but it was briefly mentioned that we might watch it last night before I said I don't want to watch Ryan Reynolds right now.
Oh, sweetie. Have you not actually seen that one yet? I thought you had.
I haven't seen it. All right.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to try to force it and catch you when you're not in the right mood or anything, but
I knew I wasn't in the right mood.
That's fine. And that's some self-awareness I can get behind. But the moment you're even...
I didn't know it was Ryan Reynolds.
The moment you're even neutral about it, I suggest very highly you watch it.
Yeah. I didn't know it was Ryan Reynolds' situation. My wife was like, "Oh, we got Free Guy we can watch." And I was like, I don't know. I don't think so tonight. And then we flipped over to Netflix, and she was like, "Oh, we've got Red Notice." And I'm like,
I guess we're still going to
I just don't think I can do Ryan Reynolds.
How about Adam Project?
I've seen Adam Project. It's fine. It's a fine movie. Wonderful.
Enjoyed it.
Loved it. But yeah, if you're not in the mood for Ryan Reynolds.
It's a hilarious thing to say. Because first, you're wrong.
He's a flavor.
Second, I can't believe it. I can't believe it's its own flavor at this point in our lives. But it kind of is, though. I mean, you're right.
Ryan Reynolds is a flavor.
He's a brand.
He's a certain kind of thing. Can't do that thing right now. Might change tomorrow. Might be like, oh, I'm in a really Ryan Reynolds. But last night when I was
I've been in like a Canary mood where I just watched all the Matrix and Wick films or something. Or I was in a Ryan Reynolds movie where I watched both Deadpools and whatever else I could get my hands on. Free Guy being among them.
And yeah, and I think last night I was really in a true crime kind of mood, and we wound up watching a Jake Johnson movie instead.
That works too.
And it was fine. It was okay, but I kind of just wish we'd watched the true crime thing. Like, I want to know why that old lady was burying bodies in her backyard. Damn it!
Was it Ma Guinness?
But
Guinness? Quick question. Adam Project. Just the timing could be complete bullshit, but the timing of Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo being in the same place, part of me was like, okay, cool. It would be a lot of fun if they were in the same place because it's going to have a Disney relation at some point. Like, yeah, we're filming this movie. Also, these two were in the same place for a second there.
I wouldn't bank on it.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, yes, hooray, but still,
It's a stretch by a very long shot. But it's also a very specific couple of actors to be hanging around at the same time that Feige was kind of insisting that he does want to introduce Deadpool to this universe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm probably most likely stretching, but a man can dream, you know?
Yes. Yeah, you're doing some hot yoga right now, buddy.
Ayahuasca.
All right, so
Salvia
until next
Divina.
time, I don't know what's
a bunch of drugs.
happening.
Just a bunch of drugs. Peyote.
Is this racist? Is this...
No, peyote.
What is happening?
That's how it should actually be pronounced, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. It just sounds like you're doing like a really, really bad accent.
Probably, but I mean, the last two of those were Spanish words. So,
Oh.
like, you drop into an accent when you speak another language, right? So, I can stand by that.
Yes, but there's a line.
I think you're saying I left the A
There's
too
that
long, is
line.
what you're saying.
I don't know.
If it was just been a peyote,
You can have...
it's one thing. Peyote.
You can have the accent.
You're saying
I think
exaggerated
the problem
too.
was I think the problem is I thought you were doing an Asian accent.
Oh, well, I think that may be on you.
Nope.
It's definitely not on my mind.
Nope. I mean, it may not have been on your mind, but it was definitely on your tongue. Then again, I can barely hear you right now. So
Fair enough.
for a second, I thought it was just like some I don't know, random Asian radio channel picking up on my headphones somewhere. I was like, what is this?
That was definitely not
it's
in
Jason.
any way where I was going with that. Well, as always, if we have misstepped or accidentally sidled ourselves into some racist comments, please let us know so we can apologize.
I won't apologize.
You probably will. Once you get some sleep, yeah. You'll think better of it.
Maybe. I'll think nothing of the sort.
It was kind of shitty.
No, it wasn't shitty. You were saying these things. I didn't do anything wrong.
I don't know, man. I feel like you're so sleepy I could gaslight you into thinking you said that at some point.
No.
You don't think so?
Keep some DC on your screen.
Not quite that defenseless yet.
No, I'm fine. Our intro music is by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Galactic Engineers of Magnetic Sounds, or GEMS, can be found on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Visit DCOnScreen.com to find our Patreon, merch, contact information, and every episode of the show for free, including crossovers we've done with other podcasts. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. For more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, vlogs, parodies, and our improvised web series Hey Guy, visit maladjusted.tv.